What's up? Yo, it's your boy MZ Initial Reacts back again with another reaction. And today I'm gonna be reacting to a video. Probably gonna be a very sad, emotional video. You know me, I like to react to like history of some of my favorite bands, rock bands. You know, some of them became my favorites. That became my favorite. Sorry, and you know, I just want to know the history of that band, how it was created, like its members, all that stuff. But today's gonna be more of a story of one of the members of the Bee Gees, favorite Barry Gibb, and it says here the title of the song. I mean, the title of the video says, "At 78, Barry Gibb admits this song still breaks him." So we're gonna check this out. You know, it's already the title by itself. It's already sad, man. It's already gonna be like, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a sad video, man. So we're gonna check this out and see what Barry, what song that he admits, you know, that really breaks him. And yeah, let's find out, man. So make sure like comment. Let me know if you have any suggestion or recommendation. Leave them but down below comment section. Make sure to check them out whenever time. And let's check this out. Let's go.
It's been decades since the Bee Gees ruled the charts. But even now, Barry Gibb can't hear one song without breaking. He stood on stages alone, under the same spotlights he once shared with his brothers.
Yeah.
He smiled through tributes, waved through applause, and thanked millions of fans around the world. But behind closed doors, away from the legacy and the gold records, there's one track, one melody, that he can't play without feeling the weight of everything he's lost.
Okay, I understand,
It wasn't
man.
their biggest hit. It wasn't even his voice in the spotlight. But the moment that song starts, something in Barry folds. Because hidden in its lyrics is a truth too painful for headlines. A message meant for no one, and yet understood by everyone who's ever lost someone they couldn't protect. And the reason this song still brings Barry Gibb to tears? It has nothing to do with fame. It has everything to do with the voices he still hears, and the ones that are no longer there. So what is the song that still breaks the last Bee Gees standing? And why did it take losing everything before he could finally understand what it meant? You're about to find out. For most of the world, Barry Gibb is a legend. The voice, the falsetto, the last surviving member of a musical dynasty.
Falsetto, man. That falsetto is so crazy, man. Man, the last survivor of the Bee Gees, man. Oh, it's crazy, man. Crazy is the only one left, man. Left for us, yo. Can't believe, man. This is crazy, man. It kind of seems like it was yesterday. Like to me, seems like they're like younger ages. You know, they're still like very young and performing. To me, like all this reaction I'm doing, to me they're still there. You know, the brother's still there, Robin's still there, Mo's still there. You know, because I'm loving their voices, I'm loving their songs, and I know that Barry's only like 78, maybe about 79 or 80, and Robin and Mo are no longer here with us, and it kind of makes me very sad, man. To kind of like, damn, man, that's a good thing, man, because they made some good music, and at least their songs will stay with us. That's what I'm gonna enjoy, listen to a lot of their songs, and I'm still enjoying them, and you know they bring me joy, man. They bring me, you know, happiness. So yeah, that's the greatest thing they're probably gonna leave us. You know, that's a legacy right there. They're all legends
That defined generations. But for Barry, being the last Bee Gee has never felt like a title. It's felt like a sentence. One by one, his brothers were taken from him. Andy, the youngest, gone at just 30. Maurice, the anchor and heartbeat of the group, passed in 2003. Then Robin, the twin Barry had harmonized with since they were boys, in 2012. And with each funeral, Barry wasn't just saying goodbye. He was becoming more and more alone in a world that still cheered his name, but no longer shared his history. Fans would tell him how much the music meant, how it changed their lives, but few asked what it cost to make it. Behind the fame, the Bee Gees were a family first. 3 brothers, sometimes 4, bound not just by talent, but by blood, friction, loyalty, and love. And when you're the last one standing, you don't just carry the legacy, You carry the memories, the mistakes, the what-ifs. And maybe that's why there's one song Barry Gibb has never been able to let go of, because in it, he hears everything he's lost and everything he wishes he could say.
Yeah, it's
But
crazy,
what is
man.
that song, and why did it hit harder after his brothers were gone? In 1997, the Bee Gees were asked to write a song, not for themselves, but for someone else. That someone
okay.
was Celine Dion.
Wait. This song, I reacted to this song. This song was written by Bee Gees. It's all coming back to me. Right. This is the song right here. I love this song, man. I love the one that we react to it, and I love, man. This is a great song right here. I didn't know, man. Don't tell me that this was written by the Bee Gees. I didn't know, man. This song is so good, man. Man, that's crazy, man. This is a crazy discovery right here.
By then, the brothers had nothing left to prove. They had conquered pop, disco, ballads, rebuilt their career after the backlash, and once again stood at the top of the charts. They weren't chasing hits anymore. But when the request came for a ballad that would fit Celine's voice and spirit, Barry, Robin, and Maurice sat down together, just like they used to, and wrote Immortality.
Wait. Okay. I'm not sure. But yeah, I know Immortality was written by the Bee Gees, but I'm just saying, y'all let me know in the comment down in the comment section, y'all. Let me know if the Bee Gees are responsible for that song of Celine Dion. It's all coming back to me. Let me know, because I never knew, man. I wasn't expecting that song to be written by the Bee Gees, no? Y'all let me know, please.
It wasn't meant to be heartbreaking, not at first. It was about endurance, about memory, about the dream of living on through the people we leave behind.
Okay.
They recorded backing vocals for the track themselves, layering their harmonies beneath Celine's soaring lead. At the time, it was just another brilliant collaboration, Bee Gees' magic at work behind the scenes. But Barry had no idea what this song would come to mean, because just a few years later, those harmonies would be the only way to hear his brothers again.
Damn,
When Maurice passed away unexpectedly in 2003, Immortality took on a new shape. When Robin followed in 2012, the song wasn't just symbolic, it was personal. And Barry, now singing those same lines alone, felt the full weight of the lyrics.
And we don't say goodbye.
We don't say goodbye. We don't say goodbye. Not a performance. Not a charting hit. A haunting echo. But was this the song that still brings Barry Gibb to tears? Or was there another? One lyric, one memory, one moment so powerful even Barry couldn't hold back? We'll get there soon. But first, let's rewind. To the brother who left too soon. Before the fame took full control. Before the heartbreak, the headlines, the rehab. Andy Gibb was just the youngest Gibb brother with a dream and a voice that could melt radio dials.
If you get a little more than you're asking for, your love will turn the key.
He was never officially part of the Bee Gees lineup, but make no mistake, he was one of them. Barry helped launch his solo career, even wrote and produced some of Andy's biggest hits, like Shadow Dancing, which spent
Yes, I love Shadow Dancing, man. That was good song. That was a good song.
7 weeks at number 1. One
7
in
weeks.
1978. But Andy's rise was dizzying and dangerously fast. By the time he turned 21, he had back-to-back number ones, endless magazine covers, and the pressure of living up to a name that already carried weight. Behind the scenes, Barry watched his little brother unravel. The charm stayed on the surface. But underneath, Andy was struggling, emotionally and physically. He battled addiction. He craved approval. And worst of all, he never believed he deserved the love fans gave him. Barry tried to help, but like many families coping with fame and fragility, the lines blurred. Was he a mentor? A manager?
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah. A situation like this can, can affect the person or the fame. Fame is something. It's either going to be good for you or bad for you. Because if you don't know how to handle that fame, and if you're living, your brothers were very very big at that time, and you're trying to come up as your own. You know, even though for me it was still part of the Bee Gees, but since it pursued like a solo career, and Barry was helping him, like some it said some I guess the narrator said he produced some of his songs, like the biggest hit songs such as Shadow Dancing. So I feel like living on, with that pressure, with that fame, and they know your brothers, the Bee Gees, are very famous, and you're there too as a solo artist. And I don't know, man. Sometimes you need some, like, I'm gonna say, like, advices. You need, like, people to be there with you, people close to you, to be like, hey, talk to you, be nice to you, and give you good advices, give you a lot of love, because sometimes you kind of feel that loneliness. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of celebrities, like some of them, well, right now, some might be feeling like loneliness. They might be feeling a lot of pressure. So I just feel like I just hope they could get like help, man. They could get help, and before the worst comes, just get that help you need, and trying to avoid something like this, because I feel like Andy lost Andy very young, man. Andy, he could have been there, but now, man, it's a tragedy, man. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Let's keep listening, man.
A brother? By the late 80s, Barry admitted later, there was distance between them. Not anger, not betrayal, just the quiet ache of two people who didn't know how to say, I miss you. When Andy died suddenly in 1988, just 5 days after turning 30, Barry was shattered. He spoke at the funeral. He kept Andy's memory alive in interviews. But something was different. He no longer performed Andy's songs. He avoided interviews that pushed too far. And according to those closest to him, there was one track he couldn't bring himself to hear, even decades later. A song tied directly to Andy's voice. So, was this the song that still makes Barry Gibb cry? Let's get closer. Because in the years after Andy's death, Barry carried a weight few could see. And one song would soon become the mirror for it all. When the Bee Gees took the stage in the late 90s, the harmonies were still tight. The crowd still roared. But something was missing. Andy had been gone for a decade. And though he'd never officially been a Bee Gee, his absence was a quiet, permanent space between the spotlight and the shadows.
Oh, they were
Barry
brothers,
never
man.
said much about it on stage. He rarely talked about Andy's final years in public at all. But if you watched closely, you could see it. In the way he glanced toward the wings when an old song started, in the slight catch in his throat during interviews, in the long pauses when someone asked about family. And then, in 2003, tragedy struck again. Maurice, Barry's twin and musical spirit, died suddenly from complications during surgery. It was like losing the engine of the Bee Gees, the heartbeat, the glue. And suddenly, Barry wasn't just the older brother. He was the bridge between what was and what had been lost. He and Robin tried to carry on, but the magic, the unspoken shorthand of three brothers in sync, was fading. In 2012, that final thread snapped. Robin died after a long battle with cancer. And Barry? He stood alone. At Memorial.
I know it's gonna be very sad. Yeah, I know it's gonna be very sad. This is very sad, very emotional, like, too. I never want to listen to, like, sad story, especially of a band that's became my favorite and its members. I just want to see them sing, see them smile. And but this is life right here, man. Sometimes you forget. I mean, the music make me forget about the difficult times, and the life situation going on, the bad things going on. So I'm just listening to the Bee Gees because that music, it's about love, it's about a good time. So, and yeah, so, like, watching this, it even breaks my heart, man. It's like it's making me think about a lot of things that happened to me and to my family, and losing people. It's just like losing your brothers right here for Barry. So it's a lot to take, man. It's a lot to take on. So it's
a tribute show.
Let's hope I finish this video without break it down. Like, I feel for Barry, man. I hope one day he get to meet his brothers in heaven. and we're united together to be happy again.
Under the same spotlights they once shared, now a lone silhouette, he once said in an interview, "I hear their voices when I sing. I still wait for their harmonies." It was no longer a performance, it was a haunting. And through it all, one song began to mean more than any other. A song they had written together, a song about life after death, about love that outlives us, immortality. But this time, Barry wasn't just singing it, he was living it. When Barry, Robin, and Maurice wrote Immortality for Celine Dion in 1997, it was meant to be timeless, but not tragic. They wove their signature harmonies behind her powerhouse vocals, crafting a song about legacy, memory, and the idea that even when we're gone, our spirit remains.
Yeah.
At the time, it was simply another jewel in their crown, an elegant ballad passed to another icon. But in the years that followed, the song took on a life and death of its own. As Barry watched his brothers pass one by one, the lyrics began to sting differently. So this is who I am, and this is all I know.
So this is who I am.
It wasn't just poetic anymore. It was personal.
And this is all I know.
And when Barry began performing Immortality on his own, backed by recordings of his brothers' voices, now preserved only in audio, the grief came rushing in. Fans who attended those solo performances say you could feel the shift in the room. The stage would dim. Barry would close his eyes. And for a few minutes, he wasn't just singing. He was communing with ghosts. We don't say goodbye. It was no longer just a lyric, it was a promise, a refusal to let go. In interviews, Barry has admitted that immortality brings him to tears because he can still hear Maurice and Robin singing with him. And that's the part that breaks him, not the fame, not the applause, but the sound of the brothers he can never bring back, echoing through time as though they never left. Still, is this the one song that brings him to tears every single time? Maybe. But there's one more, one song older than the others. And when Barry hears it, it's not just his brothers' voices he hears. It's his own childhood and the grief that started long before the world was watching. In 1968, Robin Gibb stepped forward with a haunting melody and a voice drenched in melancholy. The result was one of the Bee Gees' most enduring early hits, I Started a Joke.
I started a joke, which started the...
At the time, few knew what it really meant. Some thought it was religious, others called it existential, but Robin never explained it fully. It didn't need explanation. The song had a weight to it, a sadness that wrapped around your heart and stayed there. I started a joke, which started the whole world crying.
Which started the whole world crying.
When Robin passed in 2012, Barry began performing the song alone, often in tribute concerts, standing under soft blue lights, letting the lyrics fall like whispers. And that's when something changed. Fans noticed that Barry rarely made it through the performance without his voice catching, his eyes glistening, sometimes his hands trembling slightly as he strummed his guitar. But I couldn't see that the joke was on me.
That the joke was on me.
In those lines, Barry wasn't just singing his brother's words. He was living them. Because if the Bee Gees were ever a joke in the eyes of critics, if they were ever mocked for their falsetto, or their disco roots, or their glittery stage wear, Barry knew now that the world had missed the point. It was never about image. It was always about brotherhood.
Yeah, for
And
real.
now, when Barry performs I Started a Joke, it's
I've been saying it, man. It's always, for me, when I watch the Bee Gees, y'all, when I see the Bee Gees, I see them. I think it's all about brotherhood. It never was about like, the money, the fame, all that stuff. Really just really brothers, man. They want to do something for themselves. They want to be, they want to show love to the people, like make music. Yeah, it's all those, they care about the brotherhood, man. They care about, the love they had with each other. So every death that Barry faced, in his family, it was breaking him down, one by one. So he's man, it is painful, man. Probably like a situation that we all probably gonna have to go through. You know, you may not be the last survivor of your family. You may be the first to go, or you could be the last, like Barry. So it's just a way of life, man. It's a cycle of life, man. So, man, like sometimes when I don't like thinking about things like this, like about when I'm gonna be, when it's gonna be my last day, or what's gonna happen to my family and my kids or my brothers, my sisters. You know what I mean? So it is painful, to even think about it. So I wouldn't want to be at Barry's place, man. I think I wouldn't be able to, to do it, to go on, man. And it's just living as if, nothing ever happened. So I don't know. It's very painful even to talk about it.
It's no longer an act. It's a confession, a quiet reckoning with everything left unsaid. So is this the song that still makes him cry? Some say yes, but there's one more, arguably the earliest wound of all. A song that wasn't just written about grief. It was written through it, and it came long before Barry lost Robin or Maurice, back when he was still holding on to hope for Andy.
Oh.
Andy Gibb was just 30 when his heart gave out. To the world, it was framed as another pop star tragedy. To Barry, it was something else entirely, a failure he never got the chance to fix. Andy had been fragile for years. His fame burned fast and hot. By the end, his voice was frayed, his spirit exhausted. He had checked into rehab, made promises to do better, even tried to restart his music career. But time wasn't on his side. Just months before Andy died, he recorded a few rough demos, stripped down, emotionally raw. One of them, according to biographers and studio sources, was never released. It was handed directly to Barry. The title? Still unknown. The lyrics? Never printed. The tape? Allegedly kept in Barry's possession to this day. There is no official statement from Barry verifying the existence of this tape or its contents. But multiple sources close to the family have hinted that such a recording may exist, and that Barry has kept it private for over 3 decades. Why? Because, as one family friend allegedly put it, it wasn't just a song, it was Andy's last message. Whether that tape is real or just rumor, we know this. Barry has never truly let go of Andy. In 2012, during an emotional interview following Robin's death, Barry said, "Losing Andy was the hardest because it was preventable. I always wonder if I could have done more." And when he performed certain songs, like To Love Somebody or
To love somebody, to love somebody.
Words, songs the Bee Gees once sang together, fans say you can see when Andy crosses his mind. A flicker, a pause, a line delivered not to the audience, but to the past. And if there is a song out there with Andy's final voice, maybe Barry doesn't share it, not out of selfishness, but because some goodbyes aren't meant to be public. They're meant to be protected. You've just heard the story of the song that still breaks Barry Gibb. Not because of the melody, but because of the memories it carries. Immortality isn't just a ballad, it's a conversation between the living and the lost. A reminder that grief doesn't end when the music stops. And some goodbyes echo long after the crowd goes quiet. But here's the haunting truth. Barry Gibb never told the world which song made him cry the most. He didn't have to, because sometimes the most powerful emotions aren't declared in interviews. They're revealed in a single note, a trembling lyric, a silence that follows. And maybe one day we'll hear that rumored demo from Andy Gibb. Or maybe we won't. But what we do know is this. Every time Barry steps on stage, every time he sings Immortality, he's not just performing, he's remembering, and that memory, that ache, that love, will never fade. What do you think the most emotional Bee Gees song is? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more untold stories behind the music, stories filled with heartbreak, hope, and the echoes of legends, subscribe to Retro Waves. Because
this was This was very hard to watch. Um, yeah, let me know, man. What's the most, like the narrator said, what's the most emotional song of the Bee Gees ever produced or ever released? I don't know, man. They released so many good songs, and some of them are emotional songs. And like I said, man, sometimes I wish we could have invented like the time machine and go back in the past and see your loved ones again, so the ones you lost, and that would be something that I wish that Barry could have possession of, be able to see his brothers again, say the things that he couldn't say to them, and like Andy was his mentor, I guess. He was kind of like his baby, his little like a baby brother. I mean, it was a baby brother, but it was like I'm not saying his protege, but it was the one he cared the most, because he was following his career. He was there for him, trying to have him to go solo as an artist, as a musician, and he was even producing some of his songs. So it must have been a big loss to him. So man, yeah, this was I know it's gonna be emotional, but I didn't know it's gonna be very emotional, like this level of emotional, man. Um, yeah, I hope. Yeah, leave your comment down below, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say if you like the video, but just leave your thoughts right there, your comments, and I hope you like the video, man. And give it a thumbs up. And I wish for Barry to be with us for the longest, for more and more and more years to come. And I'll catch you next one. Peace.